My mare trusts me to pick up and hold her feet for however long I want, but the Farrier has trouble doing it. How can I correct that behavior?
So when it comes to Farrier behavior problems, there's usually two things going on. One, and when I'm answering these type of questions, I'm reading between the lines a lot. I don't get to talk to these people. I don't get to see the horse. I don't get to know the history. I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt of what they're telling me is the truth. And I'm not saying they're deliberately lying, but a lot of people's idea of what they think is really good, I might think is really shitty. Until we both see the same thing, it's hard to say. So keep that in mind when I'm answering these things. But in general, when I get Farrier type question problems, it basically is it falls into two categories. One, from the owner's perspective, a lack of preparation, lack of them picking up the horse's feet, following the groundwork, getting the horse really good, just well trained. And then the other part of the category, it usually lacks with the Farrier, meaning that the Farrier is either in a hurry, the Farrier is releasing the foot at the wrong time, the Farrier is too aggressive with your horse, etc. Okay, so there can be problems on both ends and sometimes a combination of the two. One thing I will tell you though is I see a lot of people, even in the academy, they'll pick up their horse's feet every day, but they don't actually hold it like a Farrier. You must put the horse's, like a front foot, put the horse's foot between your knees. Literally adopt the same position your Farrier is going to use. I see a lot of people picking up a foot 1 inch off the ground and getting their little hoof pick and picking out the shit of its feet. Oh my God, he's so good with his feet. You're not simulating what the Farrier is going to do. A back foot, they pick the back foot up 3 inches off the ground because their back hurts. Pick the sumbitch up, stretch it out the back, get underneath it, squat down, get underneath it and hold it like a real Farrier would hold it. Feel that weight. Get that horse comfortable with that movement. It's like putting an astronaut into space. Before they get into space, they simulate everything that's going to happen to them on Earth. So that when they get to space, really nothing's different. It's the same shit, same exercises, same feeling. So you could pick up your horse's feet every day and not have any trouble. But if you don't hold them in the position a Farrier is going to hold them, you really don't know what you've got. Get a hammer, knock on the bottom of his feet. Get a rasp the bottom of his feet. Look at how your Farrier is holding the foot. So you sometimes a lot of people are just kidding themselves about how they're actually picking up a horse's foot. It's a waste of time. I've seen academy students, they'll get their little hammer out and they'll ting, 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 ting. Have you ever shot a horse? I have, thousands of them. And when you drive a nail in, you're hitting that sumbitch pretty hard. So if you just desensitize his hind foot with ting, 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 and then all of a sudden the Farrier comes along and hits that nail in with some oomph, the horse jumps. Why? Because he's never had his foot tapped on like that. So don't tap it like a fairy. Tap it like you mean business. Okay? So everything has to be exactly the way the Farrier would do it so that your horse, there's not a big change from how you pick it up to how the Farrier picks it up. Other things you can do is make sure your horse is not full of beans and excitement when the Farrier comes. Either ride him, work with him on the ground, lunge him, whatever it is, preferably have him tired. Don't have the horse standing in his stall for 4 days, eating buckets of corn, breathing fucking fire, never been turned out, and the Farrier shows up and you're expecting this son of a bitch to stand still in the middle of the alleyway with the lead rope dropped on the ground. Come on, set the Farrier up for success. It's not your Farrier's job to train your horse. It's your job. Now, I'm going to beat up on Farriers. It's the Farrier's responsibility to try to help the horse, meaning that when a horse is struggling a little bit and then he relaxes his leg, drop the leg for a quick second and then pick it back up. And then if you do that 2 or 3 times, every time he relaxes his leg, you drop it and release it and then pick it back up, they relax more. What most Farriers do, because they're in a hurry, is every time the horse relaxes its leg, they hammer quicker. Come on, get this son of a bitch on. Well, that just teaches the horse anytime I relax, I'm going to get pressure on me. I'm going to get an uncomfortable feeling. So again, the Farriers have got a job and they're getting paid to shoot your horse. They're not getting paid to train the horse. As a general rule, I will way stick up more for Farriers, as a general rule. because most people are lazy when it comes to their horse's feet. And why are they lazy? Because it's not their back. It's not their calves. It's not their leg muscles. It's not their quads. If you'd really like to know what it's like to be a farrier, just squat down under a horse's hind foot and just sit there for about 5 minutes. Let's see how much your quads are burning. Let's see how much your ass is burning. Let's see how much your back aches. I'm pretty confident you won't bitch about that farrier bill no more. One of the most valuable lessons I ever got as a horseman, when I was 15 years old, Gordon McKinley taught me how to shoe horses. And I specifically remember grumbling to him, why are you teaching me this? I don't want to be a farrier. I don't want to learn how to shoe horses. And he looked me straight in the eyes and he said, if I teach you how to shoe horses, you'll be a really good horseman around horses' feet. You'll always prepare your horse's feet for the farrier. Because when it's your back, your neck, your ass, your knees that are getting tore up by the horse kicking and struggling and running in a circle, you'll do something about it. And I got to shoe a lot of horses, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them over years. And I'm glad I did, because those lessons stayed with me forever. Okay, so as a general rule, I think most farriering problems are caused because people do not walk with their horse's feet enough. So if you have more questions about horse training, you can either go to the No Worries Club and become a member and find out all your information there. Or if you have more needs that you want to talk to me personally for a personal consultant call, if anything about the horse industry, buying, selling, making money, saving money, starting a business, how to make more money, you can just go to call the office, book an hour consulting fee with me, and I'd be happy to talk to you one-on-one and help you make a lot of money or save a lot of money.